So we look forward to bringing you into our home, taking you on a tour, and just sharing a little bit more. But Harlem Stage exists for one reason and one reason alone: to ignite the artistic freedom of artists of the global majority who are poised to create new works, new ideas, and a new world in which all people can flourish. People of the global majority make up 85% of the global population, yet due to persistent and long-standing inequitable systems and structures, we remain the under-invested communities of the 21st century still. Harlem Stage and all of our institutions are forged in a crucible of a creative fire. And so we as a team, as I've mentioned, we've been focusing on not just what we're doing, but why we're doing it. It's not lost on me that my leadership tenure begins at a time when we must face head-on the fragility of a fractured democracy, challenge demagoguery and the normalization of what has become blatant falsehoods, and demand that our cultural institutions be thought of as first responders and artists as frontline workers in this quest to create a more just, more truthful, more inclusive, and more equitable world for the next generation and for generations to come. At Harlem Stage, we stand poised as a neighboring organization with our hands on your back. We are here to support, to partner, to lift up, and to celebrate with you. I believe so deeply that we can accomplish so much more together. So thank you for welcoming me. Please stop by Harlem Stage. Right now I'm here to get things up and going. You know what I'm talking about. So I'll see you soon at Harlem Stage and only forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Io Carbon, Community Relations Manager for the Apollo Theater.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. All right, I got here a little late, but as you all know, MTA stands for May Take a Week. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about not so much of what the Apollo has coming up, but a little bit about what we've accomplished in this past year. And I'm happy to say that I'm coming up September 26th will be 1 year at the Apollo Theater, so I'm really excited about that. Thank you. But before I jump into this presentation, I do want to mention one thing that's happening this season. We have just become the first institution in history to be considered for a Kennedy Center honor, which will happen, give it up, for right here in Harlem. It's so apropos for this to happen in our 90th year. So in our 90th year, right here in Harlem on 125th Street, we now have the largest Black performing arts center in the country. And the Apollo, we now also have the first institution to get a Kennedy Center honor. So also this year, we opened 2 new stages, which is why we have become the largest Black performing arts center in the country. Called the Apollo Stages at the Victoria. Now this is really special because there are many amazing artists with amazing talent, amazing stories to tell, who, despite being as amazing as they are, probably can't fill a 1,500 seat theater. So the Apollo Stages at the Victoria, one theater being a 199 seater, the other theater being a 99 seater, allows these amazing artists to be able to, back in the 1970s, so this was a beautiful homecoming for her. And we also had Stephon Harris, Grammy Award winning Stephon Harris. People like to get their credit. And I also want to just point out, we all know that the Apollo somewhat operates as an economic engine on 125th Street. So we decided to also add in here some data just about how many people who come to these shows actually eat and dine in Harlem, either before or after these shows. So 50% for Diane McIntyre Group, 63% for Stephon Harris. And my personal favorite of the three shows that debuted was these Brooklyn artists called the Soul Science Lab, who put on a show that asked the very quintessential question, it's been 100 years since the Harlem Renaissance. What might the next 100 years look like? And so in asking that question, they created this scenario and said, what if our giants of the Harlem Renaissance existed today, but they had Twitter and they had TikTok and they had all these things? And it was pretty funny. If you read some of these essays that Dubois and some of these other people were writing about each other, these guys did a really good job in combining our history with today's culture and asking that question. It was actually a really, really good show. Also at the Apollo stages at the Victoria, I don't know how many people know this, but we actually have an art gallery that's free and open to the public that you all can go to at any time. And it also has been a part of the Harlem Art Stroll. We actually have an international artist from Senegal who will be opening his next project called the Boombox Project at the art gallery at the Victoria, happening in October. Also, with respect to our education programs, we have a program called School Day Live, where we have teaching artists come in, and I'm telling you guys, these artists are bad. They do acting performances, dance performances. It's targeted to middle and elementary school students mostly, but I gotta tell you, as a 30-year-old, and if you guys thought I was younger than 30, I like you. I mean, I learned so much at these events, and these events are always either low cost or free. Last season, the highest ticket for these events was just $5. But this was one teaching artist who came in who did a one-woman show educating young people about Bessie Coleman. These are all the schools that are in Harlem that participated in our School Day Lives last year. And 356 of 507 students were from Harlem schools across these shows. I'm gonna skip this because I want to get to something that I think you all want to hear about, which is our upcoming Culture Forward program. Now, some of you may be asking, what is Culture Forward? Culture Forward is a subsidy program that we're gonna launch this fall that will allow independent artists and cultural institutions to be able to rent one of our brand new Victoria theaters at the cost of only $500 per day. Now, having said that, I see some of y'all taking your phones out. Y'all got a little excited. Like, how much to perform at the Apollo? Don't get too excited. I'm just kidding. But that is the base cost. And depending on what your production may require or may need, other things will be charged a la carte. Also, with the Apollo stages at the Victoria and Culture Forward, here are the details and the criteria. Your organization must be mission aligned with the Apollo. You cannot have, if you're a cultural institution, you cannot have an annual operating budget that exceeds $750,000 a year, because we want to make sure that this program is accessible to the people who actually need it. So that means if you can afford to go rent something on Theater Row, then this program is not for you. We want to expand access through this program. Also, you must be in New York City. So that means if your organization is in Jersey or your organization is in Connecticut, this is not the program for you. We want to make sure that we are providing this space for people who are in Harlem, in New York City, not outside of our catchment area. We also, this past spring, excuse me, did a beta test where we offered this reduced rental rate to several organizations around New York City as somewhat of a beta test, because when we do the actual rollout, we want to make sure we work out all the kinks, we work out all the issues, we actually figure out what it is that we need to do to best serve the organizations when we do the official rollout this fall. So yes, please stay on the lookout for Culture Forward, and I have business cards too. If you want to email me to get on the list to be amongst the first people to receive the applications, then we can hook that up for you before we leave today. And before I end, I just want to skip to some last things about community relations. Now, this is where I come in because I have to justify my job because I don't want to be fired anytime soon. From January to June, I spent about 52.50 hours representing the Apollo at community events throughout Harlem. When I first got hired, one of the things that was said to me was, some people kind of look at the Apollo as if it's like a city on the hill, and we want to make sure that we're in the community. And when I talk to people who were born and raised in Harlem, and I hear these stories about how people used to sneak in to see James Brown, and I hear these stories about how people used to hide in the bathrooms when shows were over so they could be in the next show. Those stories are really special, and so we're working hard to make sure that we reroute and replant ourselves as best in the community that made us who we are. And one of the things I always say at the Apollo is Harlem is why we are who we are today. Because if we had been in the Bronx, if we had been in Brooklyn, if we had been anywhere else outside of Harlem, there's no guarantee we would be the world famous Apollo Theater that we are today. So we cannot, so we can't take this community and the people in this community for granted. Also, I do want to say that we're launching this in about 3 weeks. We are starting a new page on our community because a lot of people come to our theaters and they face a lot of challenges. And we're a performing arts center and we can't necessarily respond to all the challenges that people face. So we decided to use our website, which receives about 87,000 monthly visitors. And we collected the websites of organizations in Harlem, all around New York City, that provide either free or low-cost services to the community. And we're going to give them space on our website, on our community resources page, so that we can use our platform and the many people around the world who tap into our social media, tap into our emails, our email list, and tap into our website to make sure that we are promoting organizations that do powerful work in our communities. And I see Luther in the back, and Harlem Bomb Shelter is one of those organizations that will be listed on our website. And we'll also use our social media, which has about 500,000 people connected through all social media platforms, and our email list, which has about 350,000 people around the world, with an open rate of about 40%, which means about 100,000 people are opening our emails every other week to make sure that we're using our platform and our resources to support the good work that other organizations and programs are doing. So if you would like for your organization to be one of those, please connect with me. I have cards. And with that, I'm going to close. I'm a former debater, so that means I can talk a very long time. Thank you.
Speaking of, next up, Luther Annabis Islam.
Okay.
Writer, performer, Broken Mirror Slam Poetry Play.
So for those who do not know me, I am Luther Anubis Isler, poetically known as the artist Anubis. And one of the things you might know the most about me is, as mentioned, I am the founder and executive director of Harlem Bomb Shelter, which is a poetry, literary arts organization. And we've been running for almost 13 years, so I'm very excited about that. And one of the most amazing things in these last 2 years is that I've been able to accumulate a team who get to run things without me. And that is a milestone when you can let stuff go sometimes. Yesterday we had our open mic, but another open mic who was co-producing my show was happening at the same time. So I was there, then I left the team, and I went down to another open mic. And so that has allowed me to focus on my first one-man show. And I was only going to do 2 shows. I did the first one, I planned it in January. I was going to do it for my birthday. I had like my own little, what I call like birthday depression every year. It's like that moment where you're like, what have I achieved at this particular age? And the thing about that is it's not a fair mentality. Meaning, throughout the year, you know all the things you're achieving. But then when that moment, your birthday comes up, it's like, I haven't done anything, and that's not true. So one of the things I started learning to do is to do something on my birthday, achieve something on my birthday to kind of make my mind realize I'm doing something. So I called Voza Rivers and I said, hey, can can I do 2 shows? And he said, sure. And I was like, great. And apparently, I actually created a good show. It wasn't my plan. My plan was to do something for myself. And a producer came up to me and hugged me and said, do 9 shows. And I said, okay, yes, ma'am. So we're almost there. We're almost there. I've done 7 shows. I am tired. Thank you. Our last 2 shows are at our biggest theater yet. It's at the Triad Theater, 100 seats, 100 plus seats. If I get to 100, I'll be excited. And I'm reaching a goal. I can do it by 1 o'clock today because, you know, they're not quite sure I can do it. And so my goal is by 1 o'clock today. I think we can sell out. So if you're interested at all, go ahead and get your ticket. What's the show about? The show is pretty much me talking about my therapy sessions. But I get to use poetry, comedy, and some storytelling. We cover dad life. I got my 2 daughters in the building. Say hi, daughters. They're like, do a poem about us. I said no. It's in the show though. So if you want to hear that poem, it's in the show. I talk about my dating life. It's not great. Talk about Black death. You know, just what it's like just being a Black person in America where you're constantly thinking about certain things. Talk about just daydreams and goals, right? And the crazy thing about daydreams is having to wake up and make them come to life. And for me, one of those things is working on my social anxiety. I'm good at structured socializing, as in behind the mic, but unstructured socializing, I'm not as comfortable. My therapist tells me to practice talking to people by talking in a mirror. So for one of those exercises, I would step to the mirror and see a man looking back at me. And I ain't like how that looking glass looker was looking, so I punched him right in the teeth. His mirror world shattered into 7 continents, and each cracked 360 degrees. So now I'm faced in 2,520 directions, but I got all eyes on me. So I ask, do you know who I am, mirror? I be the reason the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The borough of Harlem is the hood I represent. So even celestial bodies know it's best to keep distance. I ask, do you know who I am, mirror? I be the reason the moon makes the ocean wave. Ever since the day the moon walked by me and I put a crater in his face. I said, if you ever eclipse me again, there'll be nothing left to save. Because when you see my meteorite strike, you go from craters to the grave. Do you know who I am, mirror? I be what was before the chicken or the egg. Before the beginning, when beginning was only beg. Don't ask what I bring to the table, I be the table legs. Don't ask if my cup is half empty or half full, I be the whole damn keg. I'm the soul in soul food, soul cycle, and soul seasoning. The climax that makes your mind remove all reasoning. The love that made Juliet make her own heart stop beating. The feeling you can't define when life loses all meaning. Like when I look in the mirror and don't recognize the person I see. When the person you've been holds a plastic bag around the face of the person you want to be. When the tears you cry are so salty, your eyes burn through every good dream. When your mirror is broken and you're cutting your fingers trying to put back together each piece. When that person is me, I look at me and remind me I be magic. A slingshot where every setback is a set up for a comeback, setting my trajectory from the tragic. I be success, not for me to be the best, but to be the best me, not for easy money or easy women who succeed. I be Anubis, god of death, and I earned this crown. When depression was doing deep dives in my pool, grabbing my leg to make me drown, the devil saw me standing on a subway platform edge. He promised to take my pain away if I leap off the ledge. I looked the devil in the eye, grabbed him by the hand, told the king of lies to jump with me. He flinched, and I still stand. I be a god. What is a king to me? I make multiverses out of metaphors, symphonies out of simplicity. I've been destruction and destroyed. I've been the screaming and the void. But I be miracle and I be joy. I be a man, but I still get to be a boy. I be, even when my mirror doesn't reflect who I be. Even when my reflection doesn't remember who I be. I be vital, I be survival. When the world takes a shot at my head like I'm an Abraham Lincoln bio, I remember the world can't see me without buying a ticket. Link in bio. I ask, do you know who I am, mirror? It doesn't matter, because I do. And that is the opening of the show. So if you are interested, please support tomorrow's show. I got flyers in the back. I got flyers in my pocket. It is at the Triad. You get the tickets at triadnyc.com. If you're on social media, you can follow me at Broken Mirror OMS. That's Broken Mirror OMS. OMS as in one man show. Broken Mirror OMS. Check the show out tomorrow. Peace.
That was amazing, Luca, and I think we all believe he deserves to sell out by 1 p.m., right? All right. Next up, we have Toya Takuya, founder, and David Ramos, stage director, Gravity of Love.
Thank you so much. My name is Atsushi Toya Takuya, and I'm a composer of musical Gravity of Love. And first of all, I would like you to watch the video. Please start the video, please. My name is Atsushi Toya Takuya. I am the composer of Gravity of Love.
Toya shared with me that he was working on a musical, and the musical was going to be called Gravity of Love. And I patiently waited to hear the first track, the opening track. And when that music came on, it was infectious. It hit me in such a way that I said, oh my God, I got to do it.
I met Toya 30 years ago. We worked on numerous projects together. But when he approached me about this particular project, I was so excited. It was simply music, no words. We had to form a story. So we sat together for a few days. And as he explained to me the sentiment behind each song. And I went to work from there to create a lyrical story.
I think what people can really look forward to when they come to see the show is not exactly knowing what the experience is going to be. And when you sit down and you first hear Toya's music, and it's just so ethereal, you just become involved in the piece. And as the story progresses, and as you become more and more aware of what you're listening to, and allowing yourself to accept that, it's just such a freeing experience.
I went to the showcase and I sat there and I was transfixed. It was so beautiful, and just the music and just the acting and the storytelling was just unbelievable. It was awesome.
The overall tone at the end of the piece is to accept. and to cherish and love each other.
That first song just knocked me off of my feet. And I said, wow, this is really something. I gotta be involved in this and we gotta make it happen. And I just fell in love with the music and what it represented. Gravity of Love is so timely, so important, with such a powerful message.
愛、そして分かり合う心を大切にする。それが信じ合える、そして平和の世界を作り上げるんじゃないかなって思っています。Good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you Voza, thank you Katrina, thank you DJ, and David had to leave here, so just me. Once again, my name is Hoya, and love, peace, and equality are everyone's wishes, right? Yet, war and discrimination persist. Amidst this, love endures in various forms, unchanging through the ages. The inspiration for this musical stems from the deep desire for peace, inherited from my mother, who survived air raids, and from the issue of cultural, physical, and economic discrimination and hatred occurring worldwide. Through music, we will explore not just the superficial words of love and peace, but the true meaning of peace born from tears on the battlefield, and a world without prejudice seen through suffering and conflict. We will delve into the quality and the equality and preciousness of life, the universality of love, and the belief that every life has value. Moreover, the essence of freedom lies in respecting others' freedom, and it is crucial to accept and share differences in culture, appearance, economic status, and opinions. In this musical, we aim to contemplate and share a realization of peaceful, discrimination-free world. Thank you so much. And thank you, Voza. Thank you, Kathleen, PJ, and my wife, Yoko, over here. Thank you. If you'd like to contact me, just come to me and I have a card, and or you can contact Voza. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toya. Next up, we have Amina Salam, Creative Director and Educator, Abstract Visions, LLC.
Let's see about this. And I'm trying to see. All right. So hello, everybody. My company is Abstract Vision. My company is Abstract Vision. We were actually founded in 2007, but we are now new members of the Harlem Arts Alliance. So thank you for giving us that opportunity. So definitely happy for that. So yep. Let's go next.
Welcome to Abstract Vision, where creativity.
Wait, hold up. I want to be nicer.
I have a video to show y'all, okay? It's about the company, so you can just watch that. It's like a minute and a half, and then I'll talk further about it afterwards, okay?
Welcome to Abstract Vision, where creativity meets impact. We don't just create content. We illuminate your brand's impact by creating captivating visuals that bring the essence of your mission to life. With award-winning projects and festival-selected films.
The myth that when you retire, you're going to relax. Most people, they usually pass away in the first 5 years.
We're committed to storytelling that gives a voice to the voiceless and inspires change. We are proud to empower BIPOC communities through our innovative media education initiatives. Our collaborations create opportunities, build careers, and support local talent as we continue to teach creative, responsible media skills to open new doors. Join us in redefining media.
So thank you. First of all, it is super awkward to be up here. I mean, it shouldn't be because I've been teaching for a very long time, but I'm one of those people that likes to be behind the camera as opposed to being in front of it. But the reason why y'all just even like finding out about abstract vision on myself is because of that, and that's a problem that I'm pushing through. And people should know about what the work that's been happening is phenomenal. I think I'm phenomenal, and y'all should get to know that. I'm just saying, I'm doing better with giving myself flowers. So. It's awkward as hell, but we are here. All right, and with that, God doesn't play. It was very interesting because I heard my mother. My mother's right there in the red in the front recording me. What's interesting was, what's interesting is I heard her talking to the young ladies behind, and she was saying something about people always talking about their accolades, like what degrees they have and everything, and that doesn't always have to be like how you represent yourself, which is funny because she doesn't know when I created this presentation, I purposely took that out of mine. At some point, I have to talk about my degrees and stuff when I come to the education part because, you know, we work with kids, you gotta say, I have this degree, you have to say it. But when we talk about who we are as people, it's not always these paper, you know, successes like, oh, here's my, no, I did some awesome stuff, but so I did a lot of awesome things. I'm originally from the Bronx and Harlem. You know, some people from New York were not in one place. Let's keep it real. Like, we had to go to our father's house on the weekend. That was in Castle Hill. And if I had to come to my grandma's house, she was on 131st. If I had to go to the east side, 1199, I was all over. I am one of those kids. But I've been solid in Harlem for over 25 years. So that is it. All right. My name is Amina Salam, and just talking about who we are, like when I say I am community, I truly am. Again, she didn't know that this was happening. I chose this picture. If you see all the way in the far corner by the door, that's her, my mother. But you see that mischievous looking girl with the two fingers up behind the person's head, that would be me. And I really felt like this is a good picture to show to represent who I am because you should never forget who you are at the core. And I feel like the people who's never lost that inner child are the ones who are truly winning. So I am trying my best to work hard at like continuing to embrace her because I miss her and it's just awesome to always have that. Especially when you work with young people, you should always have that too. So I have the blessing of just being completely authentic, which always keeps me good with young people. But how much stronger could those relationships be when you remember who you are at that age as well? All right, so that's why I showed this. I'm a proud mother. She's not here because she had an attitude and I just really didn't want that to interrupt my vibe. She's 14. So shout out to you for bringing your daughters because I was like, no, not today. But I am proud of her. She's amazing. She's, youth advocate. She did like speeches for the brothers, so y'all know them, right? So she's pretty awesome. Daughter, sister, our community. So this is me. Yeah, and I have people at my house every weekend. So I like to have that type of vibe with all of the work that I do. That's why when I work with young people, they always want to come back. I guess that's cool. So yeah, that's me. All right. So Black Media Matters. So you see that what we do is media production, filmmaking mostly. And I think that we're doing good with having, in Harlem, we're here at Harlem School of the Arts. We're pretty good at showcasing our art and our media here, but on a global scale, it could be much better. When we're talking about professions in media, we still are a small percentage, and it should be much higher than that because we're the ones who's buying all of it. Like, they're using our likeness, like they're inspired by us, so we should be the ones also making money from it as well. So, and the reason why is such a slack in that is because a lot of these programs teaching people about media are not starting just from a school level, just teaching it in the schools. So I have a background in teaching I think I started teaching in 2009. They had me teach ELA, which is hilarious. I told them, let me teach media. This is what I do. And I was able to do that for a long time. But I also now we do media program where we push into schools, so we can be able to bring that to their attention. And I also like to say we always do turn passion into profit. It's something we talk about a lot because instead of just creating the media, how could you make money from it? I had to talk about one right now with school. So I went to Howard, right? And when we're there, they talk to you about the artistic aspect of filming. But I am years old and I still am figuring out how to make money from it. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that the young people that I'm teaching don't have that discrepancy. I want them to be able to feel like they can live off of their art. Why not? So those are the things that I'm really pushing when I do the media education classes. My goodness. All right, so these are the 3 components of abstract vision, filmmaking and content creation. So we're a production company first. So people hire us and say, okay, we need somebody to help us make a movie. Call us, we can make a movie. I know some of y'all probably saw in the video, some people that was familiar faces, like you probably saw some of the Harlem Honeys and Bears in the video if you peeped it. We did a documentary about them. It was called Swimming Against the Current, and it got a lot of film festival recognition, which was really great. And I thank them for giving me that opportunity to focus and showcase their amazing work. And then we also did a documentary called Taking Your Best Shot, which was a documentary about the New York City Housing Authority's basketball tournament. The only reason that they was able to get funding for this year's tournament was because the documentary that was made the year before. And before that, they had a 15-year hiatus because they couldn't get any money. So that's what I feel like I'm most proud of when it comes to our content creation. It's not like we're just making a movie and then that's that. It's doing something to bring more people to whatever subject we're focusing on. But I don't just do documentary. Y'all can make the narrative too. We did that in 2015. It was a sold-out show at Penn's, Poets Den Gallery right on 108th Street. But yeah, if you're a brand and you want us to create content, you want us to create media for your social media, we can do that. Then there's the educational initiatives, pushing into the schools, teaching media production. And then what's a new sector is the mindfulness for creatives of color. I want to do more things where we're creating a safe space for creatives of color. And I'll talk further about that now. All right, I don't have to talk about what we go through as Black people, people of color. We already know the things. But then we're at a further disadvantage when it comes to being among creatives. Creatives, we have a lot that's going on in our minds, and sometimes we just need some safe spaces just to feel like we have people that we can relate to. Even a poem that was just told by Luther, right? Like, even you said your dating life. I want to do some events where it's like creatives can come together and maybe try to figure out how to date each other because Lord knows people don't know how to deal with us. So maybe finding a safe space that we can talk to each other. I'm just saying. And then especially at certain ages, like I don't really like when I see events happening, I'm like, oh my God, these are for babies. I don't want to go here. I want to go with people that are like around my age. So I want to do more events that are bringing together like creatives of color. So that's why I'm like, yeah, that just has to happen. So that's what I'm excited about, Not just saying. All right, so going back into the media education part. Like I said, I gotta start talking about what I did. So we are MWBE certified through the city and the state, which I'm thankful for. I also have the New York State teacher certification for media communication. So literally, I can teach at any DOE school because I'm certified as an actual teacher. With all teachers, but you get what I'm saying on their paper. All right, on their paper. And I also have my graduate degree in special education. The Possibility Store is our nonprofit. You see, we all have masks on. This happened in 2020 was the first time we did it, and it was really cool. It was a hybrid setting, and it was basically, we had pastor, we had lawyers, we had principals, all people of color, and they were talking to young people. We had over 100 registrants, and it was pretty cool. And that for me, like I said, I like to do things where we're teaching young people how to turn their passions into profit. And they can be excited about all different types of careers. And they need to see people that look like us in those fields. I don't really feel like people talk too much about being a pastor. So that was really cool to have one be present and be able to talk to the kids about that type of career. Because I wouldn't even think about, like, where do you go to school for that? Most people don't know that. So that's why we did that event. And the next stop we've really been working on for a couple of years, and I'm not gonna lie, is going to Ghana. That was before everybody wanted to go to Ghana, so now I'm like, oh my God, the tickets are like twice as much now, so that's annoying, but whatever. All right, and also something that we've done in regards to mindfulness for creatives is like on Facebook, on Instagram, we did Instagram lives with like congressmen and different artists, and we're just having conversations with different creatives, just talking about like what it's like for them to be able to create their art. What do they do? How do they get in the right mindset? Instead of taking a drug, how do you keep yourself creative? Those are the kind of things that we'll have conversations about, because it is important, because we know how easy it is to say, okay, let me smoke this weed instead of, maybe drinking some tea. I don't know, but you got to figure out ways to keep yourself motivated. And it's not easy when you're just trying to figure out how to take care of your life. So those are the kind of conversations we have. So what we have coming up, definitely put in an application for a space. I'm not going to say where it is because I don't know who knows who. But I've been waiting for them to say yes. Don't know what's happening yet. So that's why I'm really happy to hear about different places that we could probably collaborate with so we can have some type of events there, because I've just been waiting. So we can have our events and things like that. I'm looking to do a short film in the fall, and I'm looking to do a long narrative one in the spring. So I look forward to possibly collaborating with like Harlem School of the Arts, the Mama I Want to Sing, young people like that, because we're gonna have to be auditioning for things like that. And something I forgot to mention, when I keep talking about turning your passion into profit, when it came into taking your best shot, some of the young people that recorded that were people that were graduates of my program. So let's say 1 year, I taught media production on a contract with New York City Housing to teach their kids how to do media production, right? The next year, New York City Housing Authority hired me again to do the documentary. So I was just like, okay, so I'm gonna get some of the young people that I taught that did a really great job, and I'm gonna have them doing most of the recording. So what's great about that is they got their first film credit and they got paid experience. So that's the kind of stuff that I do. If you hire Abstract Vision to do a job, I'm always gonna go back and see which young people I've already worked with that have been doing great and to give them paid experience too. So I'm not just talking, I'm serious about making that happen. So hire us. You got some stuff you need to be recorded and showcased, just hit me up. For recaps, content creation, TV shows of film, we've done it, so just let me know. Fundraiser coming soon. I would love to do that in the winter time. So again, needed a space, so we'll see what happens with that. And we're here to collaborate, build. Just thankful for y'all having me. This is awkward, but I appreciate y'all taking your time to listen.
Thank you, Amina. And next up is Shawnee, recording.
Good afternoon now, everybody. So I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. I just want to tell you guys who I am. My name is Shawnee. I'm a recording artist born in Brooklyn, raised in Harlem, so I represent the best of both worlds. I just want to tell you a little bit about what I've done this year, and then I just want to sing something for you if that's okay. So this year I went on a 5.5-week tour with Columbia recording artist Danico. That was great. I performed at Jones Pub. I've performed as many times as possible in the Harlem Week, thanks to Voza and thanks to Deatrice. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm manifesting performing at the Apollo and working with Harlem Stage and Abstract Visions. And I guess I'll just sing this song for you. I have my own original music out. I reached 250,000 streams for my most recent single. Yeah, thank you. I don't know whenever the music happens. Oh, there it goes. Can it be a little higher? A little higher too. There we go. I know y'all know this song, so sing along. All you've got to do is walk away and pass me by. Don't acknowledge my smile when I try to say hello to you. All you got to do is not answer the phone when I'm trying to get through, to keep me wondering why, when all I can do is say, I just wanna touch and kiss, and I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies inside. All you got to do is say, I'm dreaming, this can't be real. You're not here with me now. Still I can feel you near to me. Oh, near. I caress you, let you taste us, just so blissful. Won't you listen, babe? I would give you anything. Just make my dreams come true. Oh, baby, you give me butterflies. And I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies inside. I just wanna touch and kiss, and I wish that I could be with you tonight. You give me butterflies inside, and I. Thank you so much. Thank you, Voza. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you, Temple Junior, for having me. I'm proud to be a Harlem Arts Alliance member. And my name again is Shawnee.
Ooh, that made my heart happy. Yes! That's our baby, by the way. Congratulations, Shawnee. That was dope. All right, next up, Pierre Voltaire, curator and founder of Harlem Public Arts Project.
Okay, I didn't know where we were going to go, so I just went out and where I need to be. But I am very happy to be here. I'm very grateful to Voza and TJ, and I'm very grateful for the whole art organization, Harlem Arts Alliance, and I'm very grateful to be part of the Harlem Arts Alliance family. And there are several individuals with whom I have worked with here, so now I really feel like I'm part of the family. And so my journey has been one that well, I don't want to take too much time, but basically I got all my education on this one island of Manhattan. Okay, I grew up on the Upper West Side, 109th Street, between Amsterdam and Columbus. So my family was one of the family that was affected by the extinction or the gentrification process as it begun, because we were part of this phenomenon that on 109th Street, every other building was being set on fire. And eventually what was happening, they were boarding up the buildings, and then no one, then you just had to move, and eventually half of the neighborhood, half of the block was just like half abandoned buildings, and then today you go by condos, right? So haven't had been that part, so giving you that aspect. So then I went to middle school, junior high school, 108th Street, Booker T. Washington, between 108th and 107th. And then after that, I went to Chelsea, the high school fashion industry. And so from there, I got my education and learned from the best tailors in the world. By the time I was 18, I could make a $3,000 suit by hand. And I was taught by professional, we call them the dinosaurs, the old tailors, because they don't exist anymore. So we're taught by the true masters from Italy. And then after that, I went on to go 3 blocks away to FIT. Okay, at that point, I had enough experience in design, knew how to make things. I could see something, sketch it, make it, make that, and so on. Then I wanted to do the management. So I wanted to see the world, went for international marketing. And at the time, in this country, we're still making things in this country. So we were taught as engineers how we were going to make things in this country most efficient. So one of the subjects that we learned was about time motion studies, and that's something to this day I have kept. But essentially what it was about was if you work in the industry as an engineer, and you work, like, let's say, for a JCPenney or one of those companies, the idea was to find the fewest operation in completing a task. And so if you could save the company like 0.005%, and that you multiply that by 10 gazillion, it amounted to 20% in profit. So that just goes to my education and background. And then for my professional life, I have at this point been to about 40 countries. I've been for the past 25 years, been gone to China. Skipped it for the past 5 years because I created the Harlem Public Arts Project. And that's when I'll come full circle and tell you. So after having had seen the rest of the world make millions for 7th Avenue, I decided I wanted to come back to the community and give back. So as many of you will know, so I'm coming back. I'm not like been in the trenches of Harlem for my whole existence. I've been out. I mean, I've lived in various parts of New York, but I came back. I came back to give back. So I created the Harlem Public Arts Project, and essentially it's just a platform that I created. I knocked on so many doors. I worked for so many organizations within Harlem to find that right groove, right space where I can actually give back. And so I tried. I worked at the Kennedy Center. I taught fashion design. I worked at, and all of this is free time. I've worked at the Fortune Society. I don't know if you're familiar. That's where formerly incarcerated individuals. It's you know, people coming back. So I gave that free fashion design. So I just taught them, especially during COVID. Some of them remotely. And then so having had said that is to say, as an artist, it seems like fashion is just such a small speck of what I have accomplished or I have been exposed to. And in terms of art, we created the Harlem Public Arts Project, and essentially what it is, it's a very inclusive organization. We are open to all form of art. It's just like, for instance, in hip hop is a lifestyle. It's about the food, the style, so it's all of those things. So what I wanted to do, and not take any more time, I wanted to just tell you about this upcoming event that we're having. So currently we have an exhibit that we did with Boys and Girls Club of Harlem that's at the Foreign Building at Columbia University, 125th Street. So that's been there for a year. It's called Icons of Activism. It's a 5x9 that we have the artists who were part of the organization, with the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem, Kids from Boys and Girls Club of Harlem, and we did that at the State Office building. So the reason why I'm here today is to tell you about the new exhibit that we're doing in our current exhibit. And let me just preface that by saying, so part of what we initially started the Harlem Public Arts Project was to create murals of iconic African-American heroes of past and present with a famous quote. So hence why both of these paintings that are currently on exhibit have a famous quote, one by Angela Davis and one by Rosa Parks. And so our new project and new mission is currently about Black inventors. So I've been doing research for about a year or so. Right now, Harlem Public Arts Project has partnered up with the Black Inventors Hall of Fame Museum. And so this is just the beginning of the project that we'll be doing, but we intend to take this project on the road. So what we'll be doing, we'll get local artists who also work on depicting some of these inventors. Okay, so without further ado, what I will do is now, we'll start. Okay. Oh, roll. Okay. All right. There we go. Too far. Okay. So this gentleman here, this is Thomas Jennings. Now, Thomas Jennings, the interesting thing about him is that he was the first, he was born in New York City, so he's a Harlem local, African-American to receive, he's first to receive a patent in the United States for his invention of a dry cleaning system. So, and this was called dry scorching. His patent allowed him to buy his family's freedom, right, and become a prominent abolitionist. Okay, so the next one is, okay, there we go, Mr. Lewis Howard Latimer. 1884, Lewis Latimer was a key figure in developing of the electric light bulb, having invented a carbon filament that made bulbs more durable and affordable. He also worked with Alexander Graham Bell on the invention of the telephone, contributing significantly to modern communication and lighting technology. Our next person, which all of us, I'm sure we're all, someone is going to go to an elevator today. So this man was responsible for that, right? So you have Alexander Miles, 1887, he improved the elevator safety, inventing an automatic mechanism that closed the elevator door, preventing accidents, right? His innovation became a standard in elevator design, revolutionizing vertical transportation. Okay, our next person is, now this is the one that a lot of people are completely unaware. So this is Charles Frederick Page, right? So Frederick Page was the first person prior to the Wright brothers to have had come up with a vessel that was flying, a flying vessel, first patent, okay? All right, so then next person. Okay, so it was kind of hard to find women as the inventors, but I think it's a combination, as a lot of us know. Some of the information was suppressed and some it's just hard to get because it was documented. But I was able to find Alice Ball. Now, Alice Ball was a pioneer chemist who developed the Ball method, they call it. The first successful treatment for leprosy using chalmukra oil. Her breakthrough work saved countless lives and made her one of the most significant figures in early 20th century medicine. Next person. Now, this is another thing we all are familiar, right? We couldn't go through the traffic light. It would be complete confusion if there was no traffic signal, right? So Morgan Guerin in 1923 was an inventor, an entrepreneur who created the three-way traffic signals. signaling, improving road safety, significantly rather, improving road safety. He also invented the mask, which was widely used during World War I and saved many lives. Okay, so just a few bit of information and the kids that we know today and the people that they emulate, and it's important for them to know this information, because this is just, it's every day our lives are improved by some of these inventions. Okay, now here's the next man who did a complete, I mean, my God, but he gave up on. So Frederick McKinley, 1938, was a prolific inventor known for his creation of mobile refrigeration technology, leading to the development of the Thermo King system. His invention revolutionized the food industry by allowing perishable goods to be transported over long distances. So that within itself allowed us to even have food that lasts longer than what used to be just the icebox we used to walk with, right? And then so our next person, now here's something, believe it or not, that technology is right in there, right? James West co-invented the foil electric microphone, a device that revolutionized the audio industry by being more compact, sensitive, and affordable. Today, nearly 90% microphones, including those in your telephones and hearing aids, use this technology. So again, another person of color who revolutionized and changed all of our lives worldwide, right? And here's a local girl. She's from Queens, right? So Mary Van Britton Brown, 1966, she invented the first home security camera system, which included a camera, monitor, two-way microphone. Her innovation laid the groundwork for modern home security systems, enhancing safety and surveillance in residential areas. Big shout out, Queens girl. Okay, now here's another one we didn't know, and this is something we're using every day, right? So we have Mark Dean. Mark Dean was the co-creator of IBM personal computer, groundbreaking development in which technology, and tech industry. He also holds several patents, including one for the ISA bus, right? Which allowed multiple devices like printers, modems, and to be connected to one computer. Okay. Then the next person is George Edward Alcombe. In 1984, Mr. Alcombe invented what is known today as the X-ray imaging spectrometer, which has been instrumental in space exploration. His work with NASA has contributed to advancements in both scientific research and aerospace technology. Last but not least is our Super Soaker guy. Now, I don't know how many of you knew this, but Super Soaker was done by Lonnie Johnson in 1990. He's a former NASA engineer who invented Super Soaker, one of the most popular toys in history. His work in energy technology, including his research in thermal energy conversion, has also made significant contribution to science and engineering. So I say all of this to you, and we will be celebrating 300 years of Black inventors at Columbia University. It's just the beginning of the conversation. And so on June 30th is when we'll have the exhibit opening. Okay, we'll have all the information through Harlem Arts Alliance for all of those of you who are interested. And we would like to also let you know that we will be taking this on the road. So if anyone wants to participate, know anyone who wants to, and if you want to document it, please, because it's going to be a community thing. So it's going to be a group of artists doing this, and that's what we do. Okay, without taking any more of your time, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have two more presenters. We're going to be really quick so that we can wrap up and close up the meeting. Next up, one of my favorites, come to the stage. Kitty Rose, founder, the Kitty Rose Lifestyle.
Good afternoon, family. How you doing, everybody? Before I start, I want to do a little sidebar. I'm still not taking any more of the 6 minutes that TJ so eloquently required in the emails that she sent for all of the presenters this morning. But one of the things I do want to start off by saying is that the community partnerships that so many of us have talked about honestly does work, especially at this forum. Coming to the Harlem Arts meeting and being a Harlem Arts Alliance member, I've gotten so many opportunities. One being the partnership that I've developed or cultivated with the Community Initiative of New York. Some of you knows us as TAG, Teaching a Generation. And because of TAG, I'm teaching emotional and social development to middle school and high school students. So I say that to say that my trips with Donna to Carnegie Hall, exposing people to the opera, or upcoming trips to the Apollo, or there was someone else here that was doing something that I want to bring my students to. This is the forum, or these are environments that we get to know, that we get to plug in, but we don't get to plug in if we don't respectfully stay to the end of the program as well, so that we can talk to each other. So when we come to present our ideas and our programs, the same respect that everyone has shown us by listening to us, we should intend show to others by staying to the end of the program, so those partnerships can actually be cultivated and developed. So now back to Kitty Rose. So we just celebrated 50 years of Harlem Day. Yeah. Now, for those who don't know Kitty Rose, I am 50 years old this year. And I have been doing Harlem Week, amen, black don't crack, baby. And for 25 years, I have been participating in Harlem Week, either as a vendor or as an artist and a performer. So I am so grateful to everyone who came out and supported the Kitty Rose Lifestyle this previous weekend at Harlem Day. I just wanted to take a moment and say that to you guys, because so many in this room made it intentional to stop by my booth and support the Kitty Rose Lifestyle. So thank you once again. Because of that participation and being a Harlem Arts member, for the last 25 years has not only allowed me to be a functioning, operating business, but has also allowed me to be a full-time parent. Now, I'm not saying I was a perfect parent, but I was a present parent. And that led because of the work I was able to do here in Harlem. With that work I was able to do in Harlem, now in 2024, the Harlem Arts Alliance has agreed to become my fiscal sponsor, so that now I can apply for grants that are not geared always to for-profit, because that's what I am, but companies that are also nonprofits like the Harlem Arts. So with my relationship, the New Heritage Theater, Rosa, TJ, I'm not calling her Jasmine because that's not who she is. But with the collaboration of everyone involved, again, like I said, co-sign my upcoming parenting series of Life as an Empty Nester and Parenting Adult Children. So I'm going to introduce that to you with my video, and then again, just kind of close up what it's going to be about and how we're going to go forward with this program. Can you guys turn my lights off? Turn the lights off? Yeah, 1 second, everyone. Enjoy.
Greetings, world. It's Minister Cat, aka Miss Kitty Rose, and I welcome you to join me on a series of conversations where I'm going to be diving into what life is now like as an empty nester. For young parents who became parents, let's say around the age of 20-something, by the time 50 comes along, most of the time the children begin to leave the home. But now you've spent the last 25 to 30 years being solely responsible for someone else's life that you have neglected to take care or find out what you like. This is now new for me as I enter this stage and realize that as confident as I was of understanding who I am, and at this stage in my life, there were things that I still recently have found out I did not know about myself, because I didn't take the opportunity to have those qualities or personality traits be developed, or even that I was noticed that I was having be nurtured. I was so focused on raising these children to become productive young adults that now in this stage of my life where everything is focused on me, I'm now parenting adult children, which technically I was already doing from the beginning. See, folks, sidebar, we don't raise children. We raise adults that just happen to come to us as children first. So now, back in this phase or stage that I'm in, when I'm doing the research, all of the last season, most of the faces that I saw were people that weren't of color. These series of conversations, we're going to hit that right on, directly up close, hit the nail on the button, because it's about progression. We ain't got a whole lot of time. Life is so long, but it's so short. And we have today to understand, today to appreciate, today to acknowledge, today to live. So if you haven't gotten that full understanding yet, which is normal because we are here also to be distracted. The devil knows that his time is short, and in his time being short, how better than to keep us away from serving Jehovah by keeping us confused, by not giving us the answers that make sense for our life. So that's what we need. We need human servants. We need representation. Even when it comes to sin and how to live through that, we need representation so that we can understand that everything we do, no matter the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, that Jehovah still loves us. And that Jehovah gives us opportunity for mercy because he understands that even in perfection, we fail. So if we are now imperfect, we can make informed decisions based on the love and mercy that Jehovah continues to give us every moment, every minute, every second of the day. Join me in this special series of conversations with tools and solutions on how to navigate through finding yourself in this life as an empty nester. With your girl, Minister Cat, aka Miss Kitty Rose. The revolution has begun. So I also believe in being intentional about the things that you want. I believe in the power of manifestation. So that these series of talks and conversations that I'm having, primarily at BronxNet Studios is where I shoot a lot of my conversations. But because I am a Harlem business and my fiscal sponsor is in Harlem, grants like, let's just say the West Harlem, thank you, West Harlem Development, where if I get selected, then I'll be able to use that grant money towards the studio shows that I want to do at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Those studio shows will be 3 in-person studio shows. One would be a taping of parents who are dealing with the challenges or just wanting the help of now navigating the space of parenting adult children. 2, having a conversation with adult children on how we can better communicate on what they would like to hear from us as them, the children, needing our still parental voice. And then 3rd, having those 2 parties come together. And I plan to have all of those sessions done at Manhattan Neighborhood Network. So I join all of you guys. I welcome, all of you guys to join me online in these series of conversations on my YouTube channel when I come to you every month and present what's going on, the progression of how you see things develop online. And if you happen to see and are going through these similar challenges or just
experiences, then we want you also to see, point, comment, share, because this is a collective effort in the community, because we all do need each other and we all are reflections of each other. And I believe that's it. So thank you for the time that's always spent. I appreciate you guys, and please, my name again is Minister Cat, aka Kitty Rose. Ms. Kitty Rose is how you can find me online. Ms. Kitty Rose 1, MSKITTYROSE, the number 1, all one word. I have done the work, so if you Google me, I am at the top of the Google search. You will find me, connect to me. Let's collaborate. Let's continue to grow, because Harlem is Kitty Rose, baby.
Thank you so much. But is Sardine Pierre in the building? Sardine, I'm sorry. You're next. Senior Project Manager, Neighborhood Strategies, New York City Economic Development Corp.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Sarah Dean Pierre. I'm a Senior Project Manager with NYC Economic Development Corporation. And I'm here to share about a project that we're working on that reflects an important part of Harlem's history. It's the 126th Street Harlem African Burial Ground and Mixed Use Development Project. Just curious, do y'all know about the Harlem African Burial Ground, where it is? Just show of hands. Okay, about half of you, so that's good to know. But I'm going to talk a bit about the history of the project and what EDC is doing moving forward. So, a bit about the history. So the burial ground is as old as Harlem itself. It was founded in the 1600s when the Dutch first chartered on indigenous land, and they founded the Low Dutch Reformed Church, that's now known as Elmendorf Reformed Church. They had 2 cemeteries that were segregated, one for Europeans and then another cemetery for Black people. And through actually records from Elmendorf, we were able to find a family tree of people who were buried in the Harlem African Burial Ground. So in this family tree right here, we found someone named Phoebe Tamar. So her and about 7 other members of her family were buried there. So it was really great that we were able to find this piece of Harlem history, because it really goes way back when. And moving now toward the 1800s, when the city was starting to get more urbanized and expanding up north, the Dutch people, they sold the land of the church. They moved the plots of the white people up, I think, to the Bronx, and they left behind the burial ground of the Africans and the other Black people there. And so, unfortunately, because of that, the Harlem African Burial Ground is left, it was just left there. People didn't really pay attention to it, and it was actually built over multiple times. So throughout the 1800s and early 1900s, there was a bunch of different uses on the site. It was a beer garden at one point, it was some military barracks, and then eventually it became a bus depot, which is what stands there today. And it was actually not until the early 2000s that it was rediscovered, actually. That's part of the Willis Avenue reconstruction project. So as you can see in this picture right here, so what's in the red is the full city block. That's off 126th Street between 1st and 2nd Ave. And that sort of yellow triangle right there, that's the historic boundary of the Harlem African Burial Ground. And it wasn't until 2009, actually, when there was a group called the Harlem African Burial Ground Task Force that was formed to help advocate for a memorial of this burial ground. And then in 2015, that's when EDC got involved. The task force contacted EDC to help do an archaeology investigation on the site. And through that investigation, they were able to find over 140 human remains. And they did some DNA testing on those remains, and they were proven to be of someone of African descent. So proving that this burial ground is here and that Harlemites were buried here. And so the group now that's the group that's acting for the interest of the burial ground is known as the Initiative. It's led by Patricia A. Singletary, who's the former pastor of Elmendorf Reformed Church. There's also Melissa Mark-Viverito, who is a former council member, Sharon Wilkins, who is a former Manhattan Borough historian, and then Melinda Velez, who is also a staffer for Melissa Mark-Viverito. And EDC has been working with this group since 2015 on the archaeology project, as well as overall the vision for the future of the site. So a rezoning happened in 2017, and that sort of outlined the goals for the rest of this site. And so that includes creating a permanent outdoor memorial and cultural center as part of the site, to honor the history of the burial ground, but also to make use of the rest of the site that it wasn't part of the historic boundary. So the remaining of the site will include mixed income housing. Most of that will be affordable, about 80% of that will be affordable. There'll also be some commercial uses as well, and the intention is to support local Harlem businesses in that space. So right now we're doing another phase of archaeology work, because before we build anything over there, we want to make sure that we really know what's down there and make sure we're actually respecting the site before just doing, building another thing on top of it. So right now we're doing archaeology work of the full site, and that work started back in the summer, back in June. And they're already uncovering some remains, and that's a mix of people of African descent, but also indigenous, really reflecting the history of Harlem and just how much history that has been forgotten. So we're really hoping to uncover that and share that with New York. So while that archaeology work is happening, we've partnered with a consultant to help create an education and engagement campaign. And we partnered with somebody right here who's taking pictures. She's part of the Bridge Philanthropic Consulting. So we'll be, yeah, you can give her a round of applause. Great work. And so as a part of her work, we're doing an education engagement campaign. We're calling it History Beneath Our Feet, Unearthing Our Legacy. So as a part of this, we're partnering with Bridge to host a bunch of educational events to educate people on the burial ground, but also to talk more about the archaeology work, educate especially the youth. We want to get youth involved and learn about archaeology as a field, how it's interesting, but also we want them to think about their history and the legacy of Harlem and where they come from. I think this project really just showed to me, there are stories that people try to tell you about where you come from, but you really have to do your own digging and really do that research on your own and realize you do come from greatness and that there's so much that people try to hide, but we're not going to let that happen. So we will have a bunch more events throughout the year. Pictures are up there for when we had our kickoff event for the archaeology work. We had some African dancers and drummers and had some local elected officials speak at the site. But yeah, you'll probably see us again soon with more events, especially at the site, but also throughout Harlem. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or Sylvia in the back. And thank you all.
Thank you so much, Saratine. And now here's a full circle moment because we're bringing Ann Kim back to close us out. She is our final performer, Director of Strategic Partnerships and Community Outreach for the Harlem School of the Arts.
Thanks, Katrina. And hello again to all of you who have been here since the beginning, and also kudos. Y'all have good staying power. First of all, I actually want to give a big shout out to Don Holder, who is our tech and production manager, and who is up there problem solving and multitasking to get our slides and videos out there, so thank you, Don. And actually, am I supposed to be using this clicker to go through? Oh, you're gonna, okay, I'll just point at you. It's good to have the inside scoop. So anyway, so for those of you who came a little bit later and didn't hear my introduction at the beginning, I'm Ann Kim. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships and Community Outreach here at Harlem School of the Arts, and we have a couple of exciting opportunities coming up. Also, for those of you who are not familiar, Harlem School of the Arts is a multidisciplinary school that offers world-class training to grades K through 12 in 5 core disciplines. So that's media design, theater, musical theater, music, and dance. And we are all about cultivating young talent in Harlem. But we are in their pursuit of artistic excellence. But we're also about accessibility. And so thanks to various funding sources such as West Harlem Development Corporation and NOMA, we're actually able to provide things like free summer camp enrollment and sometimes free public programs. Thanks to the Natalie Cole Foundation, we are actually launching a brand new youth choir called the Natalie Cole Community Choir. And what this is an opportunity for talented young Harlem singers to get coached by our amazing HSA coaching staff, to be in rehearsals, to be able to perform all year round for free, no tuition charged at all. And we are filling spots, and you can click to the next one. We're filling spots for this amazing opportunity through our HSA talent show, talent search, I should say. It's open to singers ages 10 through 18. The dates are going to be September 23rd and 24th. Another perk is that winners of this competition are going to get a chance to spend the rest of that week in an immersive choral experience with the renowned gospel singer Latrice Pace. Has anyone heard of Latrice Pace here? Okay, a couple people. So for those of you who have not heard of her, Latrice Pace hails from Atlanta's First Family of Gospel and the Anointed Pace Sisters, who have several gospel Billboard charted albums, and she is gracing us with her presence for 3 days during that week that starts on September 23rd, just for the purpose of mentoring the talent that we're going to see that week and working with them in master classes and rehearsing with them and performing at the end of the week. So the concert's going to be September 27th. And again, that's going to be winners of that competition in addition to the Harlem School of the Arts community. So please do spread this word to your communities, because we really want to see a big turnout. We want this opportunity to be available to all constituents, all youth in Harlem. Another thing I wanted to share is that, our arts programs here are not just for young people. Does everyone know that we also offer adult classes here? Okay, so now we do. You can just actually flip through all three of these pictures to the flyer. So actually in the fall, we are going to be offering free adult classes on a 3-month trial basis. And can we go to the flyer, which is the last picture? Oh, wait, did it not make it on there? Oh, okay. Actually, the flyer is also back there, but it's going to be free classes in the fall for 3 months on a tryout basis. We are still in the data collecting process. It's actually a survey at the moment because we want to find out what our Harlem residents want. How can we best serve you and your constituents? So we're asking people to fill out the survey, give us their information so that when we do finally offer the classes, we can be in touch with you and we're offering what you want to take part in, whether it's painting or singing or yoga or movement classes. So anyway, flyers for both of these opportunities are going to be back there. And we have one more thing that Renee, my colleague, is going to tell you about.
Hello, everyone. My name is Renee. I am the Special Events and Venue Rentals Coordinator here at HSA. This is the adult class flyer, by the way. You want to look out for it in the back so you know what it looks like. Awesome. So, first thing I would like to mention today is thank you all for coming to our beautiful space and using our space. Thank you to TJ for always connecting with us and wanting to be a part of HSA. Moving on, we don't have a flyer up for it, but I have it here. It's also in the back, it's in the front, it's posted everywhere. This is our second summer movie Moonlight series. Here it is. Happening next Friday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We are partnering with Harlem Haberdashery and their Bespoke Spirits line. There's going to be cocktails involved. Yay. So it's 21 and up. We are showing Harlem Nights, the film, Harlem Nights. There's going to be a swing dance performance before the screening as well by the Harlem Swing Go Jazz Company. So that's going to be really awesome. We have concessions. We're gonna have mingling, we're gonna have time to chat and connect. It's gonna really be an awesome event. It's gonna be outside in our beautiful courtyard. We're gonna have nice, cool lights. You can dress up on theme. So tell people about it. Tickets are currently $25 and it comes with the pre-show performance, the movie itself, a cocktail, and an additional soft drink, which can be a soda, water, Gatorade, that stuff. I don't have the code posted, but I'm giving everyone here an exclusive 25% off discount code. It's HSA25. So I'm gonna give everyone a chance to write that down. HSA25 drops the ticket after tax down to $21. So for $21, you're getting a performance, a movie, and a cocktail. That's really good, I think. So again, the whole purpose of this event is to start community engagement, to start more outreach with our adult community as well. Because yes, we are a school and we're all about the kids first, but we want to branch out to everyone. So we want to use our space more and have more of these events so that we can just build community and chat and have fun too. So please tell everyone you know about it. There's flyers again in the back and up front. Moving on, I do have to mention, because I am a teacher first, we have 2 performances today. If you would like to stay, we have a jazz concert here in DMH at 3 p.m. Our students who have been working for their jazz music intensive all week are going to be showing their talents and everything that they learned. And then at 5:30 p.m., we have a dance performance over in the theater from our 3-week summer dance intensive as well. If you want to pop by, please do, feel free. And that's it for me. If you want to speak to me after, if you want to rent space here, reach out to me, come find me, I'll be here all day. Thank you.
And with that, we can bang the gavel. Thank you so much, everyone. We're gonna bring Voza up so he can say goodbye to you all. He has said goodbye to you all. Thank you. If you want to do another group picture, come join us up in front. Just the presenters, actually. And again, thank you. Our next Harlem Arts Alliance meeting is back here at the Harlem School of the Arts on September 20th, 10 a.m.
That was good shit.
So what have you been up to?
Good feeling. I know what it's like. Oops, sorry, baby.
Sorry. TJ, can you see everyone? Can you see everyone? TJ.
Oops, sorry. We're good over here. Y'all good? We're good over here. All right, we live. We live. Oh, shoot. Eric. Say hi to everybody, Eric. Yeah, we live. We got the legendary. This guy right here. Look, I want to make sure they see us together though. Look, yeah, you see? Okay. We have the lovely TJ again. She's always popping up in our lives. We always catch TJ. We always catch her at the right time. Yes, TJ. Yes, she is. And look at her. Look at the outfit, y'all. Peep the outfit. I saw this earlier. I love the outfit. All right. Got Boss Lady Trina over there. Look. This is the afterwards, everybody. When everybody networks, talks, and everything. I get all my little shouts. Make sure we get the shout outs. And I have to make my way over here.
I wanted you to take a look at this one picture if you had a picture. Are you taking a picture?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
No, we live.
So then you're really going to want to see this.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'll show it to. Okay, people, we're gonna get a live exclusive.
Live exclusive of Kamala Harris.
Let me sit down and get this.
Shirley Chisholm. As soon as I get it out.
See, sometimes it's good when it's on the spot, guys. You never know what to catch.
This is by one of my artists.
Hey, I see you. I see you, BFA gang. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Come see it. Let's see it.
Look at that.
So, yes.
Everybody get your cameras.
So we had done this so that, and this by Placide, Placide, and he did this about 8 years ago when she was running for vice president.
Okay, that's nice.
So the real one's in the vault right now. So that's why we have this one.
Oh, right, that's nice.
Okay, so you see that was worth waiting for.
That was definitely worth waiting for. You see that, guys? You caught an exclusive. You caught an exclusive.
Placide, he's the artist.
Nice.
Harlem Public Arts Project.
We appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. Uh-oh, hey you.
Sir, can you send us the
We got Boss Lady over here. Look, we got Boss Lady. Say what up. Say. Oh yeah. You YouTube live. We stream it. I stream it every time. You know.
I get to hear Shawnee.
Oh yeah. We got Shawnee. I just want everybody to see me with them so I can feel special. You know. I get a little special sprinkle on me. We had the man of the hour. Voza. Oh, thank you. Hey, I see you. Thanks for coming through. I definitely see you. Definitely, thanks for coming through. And I'll get to the normal thing later when I get back up. So definitely thank you all for coming through. Definitely got Big Anubis over there. Bomb shelter all day. See Kitty Rose over there.
Thank you. Well, come and see it. No, we don't have the 30th. But it's
And right now this is all the Harlem School of the Arts. Harlem School of the Arts, everybody. That's where we're at. That's the location we're at right now. So you can see it. So we'll do a one take. We'll definitely do a quick little one take walkthrough, y'all. I know y'all see Kitty over there. I know y'all see Kitty. Y'all can't get enough of Kitty. Me too. One take walkthrough, everybody. I'll slow it up for everybody so we get a one take. Up. One take walkthrough. Back over here. So there go Kitty, y'all. Y'all can't get enough of Kitty. They like, bring the camera back over here. All right, see, look, I brought it back over here. All right, now look. Man, and I gotta make sure I get in there too. You know, even though I'm a little hairy right now. You know.
Oh, wait, because Carter said, Carter approves.
Carter approves. Always. Carter approves.
Not always.
That's my girl. Carter approves.
So go check me out. What's this, IG? Where we on live? YouTube? Oh.
Yeah,
Miss
you
Kitty Rose 1. MSKITTYROSE, the number 1. All one word. Follow you, girl.
Y'all heard it.
Come on now, 50 don't black me. 50 don't black me. See, I'm so hyped standing next to Carter, all his energy. My words stutter. You know. But thank you. I look good for 50.
It all deliciousness. It all her deliciousness. Eat it up, y'all. Let's break the internet.
Why not?